From folklore and fairies
to monsters and mysteries, it came from the Maritimes.
Hi everyone, welcome to It Came From The Maritimes, a podcast sharing Atlantic Canada folklore. I'm Chelsea, and this is my co-host Evan.
Howdy.
We have a Maritime Mini for you today. Today we'll be discussing the Yarmouth Runic stone. Evan, have you ever heard of this?
Vaguely, but not much.
I just realized my last Maritime Mini was on rare fossils, so apparently I'm on a big rock roll these days.
Just wait till next week. We might be getting a little bit more.
Well, honestly, I love it because I'm a big rock nerd. Every time I go to the beach, I get very distracted by every stone I see. But don't worry, folks. We also have plenty of spooky ones coming in the future if that's your thing.
Sorry, next week's good. I think the week after.
Something to look forward to. Now, I first read about this in Steve Vernon's book, Where the Ghosts Are. Our story begins back in the early 1800s. Dr. Richard Fletcher, a retired surgeon, moved to Yarmouth in 1809, settling on a lovely lot of land near the Salt Pond Dam. In 1812, he found a 400-pound stone measuring 31 by 20 by 13 inches near the edge of the water. For reference, that's just a bit bigger than a carry-on suitcase.
Thank you for the reference.
You're very welcome.
Can't take that on a plane.
No, you could
Need
not.
to stow it at least.
The stone was common quartzite, and it looks like it's been split from a larger chunk of rock. Now, what makes the Yarmouth Runic stone so special? It's the fact that it's covered in 14 rune-like markings, each between 1 to 1.5 inches high. Even though this stone has been studied by many people, the origins remain unknown to this day. There are varying opinions about the origins of the runes, ranging from them being written by the Vikings or a form of Japanese script. Some say it could be Basque or even early Greek. Some claim they're natural markings on the stone that just look like they could be writing and have maybe been misinterpreted as intentional, and others claim this is all a hoax. So, a very wide range of thoughts regarding the markings.
Yeah, I gotta say, I feel like those are a lot of different types of script there.
They certainly are. As we mentioned in the Bears Like Mystery Walls episode last year, there is some evidence of Vikings having visited Nova Scotia in 1000 AD. So this seems to be the most widely accepted theory. In 1875, scholar Henry Phillips claimed that they were Norse runes, and he translated them to say, Harco's son addressed to man. Harco was a confirmed member of the Viking expedition from 1007 AD, so Phillips theorized that this stone was meant to be a memorial to him.
That's neat.
It is. Now, another scholar, Olaf Strandwald, interpreted the runes in 1934 as stating, Leif to Eric raises this monument, and believed it was inscribed at the wishes of the famous Viking Leif Erikson to honor his father. So these theories have been disputed by other runic experts. Scholar John Campbell stated that identical runes have been found in Japan and thinks that this dialect could have traveled to Nova Scotia through indigenous tribes centuries ago. Dr. Barry Fell believes the inscription was in early Basque and was a warning that this territory was already occupied. Scholar Albert E. Esmial stated the letters were Greek and translated to Exalted Throne, the pure lions of the royal household sent into the sunset to protect, to seize, and to make a hole in the mighty waters at the summit, had been sacrificed the whole corporate body. So, Evan, you are not a runic expert, but I will still ask you what you think the most likely theory is.
I gotta say, the last one that claims they were Greek seems like it's a lot wordier than all of the other ones.
Right, especially since it's not that many markings.
Yeah, honestly, to me, just knowing that the Vikings have been here probably, it makes sense to me that it would be a Viking rune, but I mean, I guess we don't really know.
I am in agreement with you. Now, Dr. Fletcher originally displayed the runic stone in his yard. It can now be seen in the Yarmouth County Museum. Producer Jeff and I visited that museum last summer, and I would highly recommend anyone check it out if they get the chance. It has a lot of fascinating historical items, a beautiful old light from a lighthouse, a room with dozens of creepy dolls, in the basement nonetheless.
Nice.
And it's even rumored to have a few ghosts of its own that we might revisit down the road. So we had a great time visiting it. They also have a ton of local books for sale, which you know I love.
Oh, nice.
Well, thank you so much for joining us for this episode of It Came From The Maritimes. You can find us on social media, on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok at It Came From The Maritimes, on X and Blue Sky at ICFT Maritimes, and send us an email at itcamefromthemaritimes@gmail.com if you have any Atlantic Canada folktales you'd like to hear covered. or any spooky encounters of your own to share. If you like our podcast, please feel free to give us a 5-star rating and review to help other folks find us. Thanks for listening.
Bye.